Enter the world of the Squickerwonkers, and you will delight in a story of rhyme, crime, and marionettes. Evangeline, Lilly, and artist Johnny Fraser Allen have truly created something beautifully special in this dark and kooky tale. Step into the wagon of the Squickerwonkers if you dare. There once was a clever and passionate girl who wandered away from a fair. She ventured inside a wagon-like ride, and what did she find in there?
"Welcome, my dear,"
said a voice from the wings,
"to the fabulous Squicker Show. You dropped in your coin, so now you can join. Come up here and see how it goes."
The girl looked around to see who it was that spoke with a sinister tone. But she saw not a soul, save a rat in a hole. It seemed that the girl was alone. At once there came a noise from above. 9 figures swung down from the shadows. Their bodies hung loose as if strung from a noose, as if all 9 were hanging from gallows.
"Come onto my stage, don't be afraid, meet my motley crew. They may have their vices, but those are life's spices, and I suspect so do you." The head of the Squickerwonker troupe is known as Papa the Proud. He has terrible airs and never mingles or shares with commoners out in the crowd. The colossal woman on his arm the crowd calls Mama the Mean. Just follow the trail of what is derailed, and that is where Mama has been. Then there is Gilligan the Guilty, who frets and worries all day, following his wife, the love of his life, who takes but never does pay. Her name is Greer the Greedy, a thief with a great sense of flair. She loves to pickpocket small purses and lockets and hide what she finds in her hair. And how about Andy the Arrogant, the hunk of our traveling pack? He's broad and lean, a physical dream, but brains he clearly does lack. Let's not forget Lorna the Lazy, who mopes all about with a frown. She hasn't a hobby, her knees are all knobby. She's slovenly, sulky, and down. Gillis the Gluttonous has a heart of gold, but a body of donuts and pie. He does all of his eating as if he's competing, and sadly he's painfully shy. Beside him is Sparky the Spectacle, the hem of our curious brood. He likes to tell jokes, loves ladies and smokes, and to our dismay, he's quite crude. Megan the Mute is the youngest, yet a leader who's hungry for power. She is wise and sure, her intentions are pure, but her enemies she will devour. "So what do you say?"
the voice carried on.
"Will you leave or will you engage?"
Though the girl was suspicious, her fear felt delicious, and so she hopped onto the stage. Wringing their hands, the Squickers crept near, surrounding the brave little girl. Then humming a tune, they popped her balloon and stepped back to watch her unfurl. Her eyes, they began to well with hot tears as she stared at her limp balloon string. But then the girl's pout opened into a shout. She yelled,
"How could you do such a thing? I'm Selma,"
she boiled,
"of the Ring Room Royals, heir of all that is under the sun. And I swear you will pay for your childish display for having your wee bit of fun. When my gramp hears you made me shed tears, he'll punish you all well and true. And I have no doubt that he will find out, for I plan on telling on you."
She screamed and she yelled, with fists in the air, and threw an incredible fit. She bellowed and moaned, she kicked and she groaned, and just when they thought she might quit, from up in the rafters a new puppet dropped, who looked just like Selma's old gramp. Dark magic was stirring, strange things were occurring by the light of the kerosene lamps. With buttons for eyes and with straw for his hair, Puppet Gramp appeared by Selma's side, and in the girl's fury, her vision was blurry, so she turned to that puppet and cried,
"They popped my beautiful red balloon, and for this you must have their heads."
The Squickers crept near and with voices sincere begged her, "Won't you show mercy instead?" Gramp had to think, then shot Selma a wink and said,
"Here's what I'll do with this lot."
She looked them all over from block foot to shoulder,
Oh goody, these Squickers are caught.
Selma thought.
Although I love my Selma dear,
Puppet Gramp began to explain.
she's spoiled to her core and a constant chore, so I'll speak in terms very plain. If you take this girl into your group and love her as if she's your own, if you give her your care, I'll make you the heirs of the Rinron family throne.
With those choice words, a change did take place, taking Selma the Spoiled by surprise. Her strings were attached, her clothes became patched, and she suddenly had coins for eyes. The shock on her face turned quickly to rage as she mustered a miserable scream. Without hesitation, with determination, they muzzled that scream as a team.
She'll be perfectly fine. Just leave her to us. We know how to love a spoiled child.
You can utterly trust it won't be a bust.
We're mad for a child that is wild. Happy with that, Puppet Gramp slipped away, leaving Selma to think he'd gone bonkers. But her fate had been sealed, her dark nature revealed. She was one of the strange Squickerwonkers. And so the girl learned on that rueful night not to be too quick to judge. There's a devil inside she might like to hide, but what if one gave it a nudge?